I'd like to call the Wednesday, September 12, 2018 Committee of Whole meeting to order. It's approximately 6:38 p.m. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Councilman Maldonado. Councilman Maldonado. Here. Councilwoman Faircloth. Here. Councilman Ross. Here. Councilman Burgess. Vice Mayor Shelley. Here. Mayor Porter.
Here. Any additions, deletions, deferrals, Mr. Manager? No. None. Item 1 is the approval of the minutes. Is there a motion? Moved and seconded. All in favor? Motion carries. Tab 2, Mr. Manager.
Mayor, generator number 221 is one of the largest energy producing units at the Gordon Ivy Power Plant. This workhorse unit is important to the city for power generation needs now and into the future. It's one of the younger units in the plant and has many years of life remaining. This is part of the CIP number 835. Staff recommends Mayor and Council approve the award of bid 201808 to Flanders Electric Motor Service, Inc., the lowest and most responsive bidder, in the amount of $410,333. In addition, staff recommends authorizing the Electric Utilities Department to allocate an additional $25,000 for unforeseen conditions that might arise during inspection and disassembly. Contingency allocation will not grant any entitlements to the contractor, but will simply enable the department and the city manager to process small change orders, if any, without incurring any delays.
Any questions from council on tab 2? Any comments from the public on tab 2? Close the public portion. Any final comments from council? Is there a motion? Is there a second? Second. All in favor? Aye. Aye. Motion carries. Tab 3.
Mayor, the current public entity general liability insurance policy has been with PGIT since 10/1/15, and this quote reflects an increase of approximately 1.3%. This renewal is the second year of the rate guarantee, therefore the increase was solely based on the exposure. Staff recommends Mayor and Council approve the attached resolution authorizing the city manager to purchase public entity liability insurance for the City of Homestead policy term 10/1/18 through 9/30/19 for a total of $413,266. The proposal will authorize city to purchase, which will include insurance for auto, EPLI, auto liability, EDP, inland marine, and the command post.
Any questions from council? Any comments from the public? Tab 3. Close the public comment. Any final questions, comments from council? Is there a motion? Moved and seconded. All in favor? Aye. Motion carries. Tab 4.
Mayor, this renewal quote for excess workers' compensation insurance is for the second year of a 2-year rate guarantee. Therefore, the 4.7% increase is solely based on the increased payroll for fiscal year 2018. Staff recommends Mayor and Council approve the attached resolution authorizing the city manager to purchase excess workers' compensation insurance for the city from Preferred Governmental Insurance Trust for a policy term of 10/1/2018 through 9/30/2019 for a total of $198,805.
Any questions from the council? Any comments from the public? I'll open up the public comment at this time. Close the public comment. Any final questions from council? Is there a motion on tab 4? Moved. Is there a second? Second. Moved and seconded. All in favor? Aye. Motion carries. Tab 5.
Mayor, the City of Homestead was awarded a grant from the Florida Department of Transportation Sun Trail Network Program for the construction of the Biscayne Everglades Greenway Trail from East Mallory Drive to Southwest 137th Avenue. The grant is for the amount of $1,843,910 and does not require any matching funds. Staff recommends Mayor and Council approve the attached resolution to authorize City Manager to accept a grant in the amount of $1,843,910 from the Florida Department of Transportation for the construction of the Biscayne Everglades Greenway Trail and authorize the City Manager to execute the contract once it's made available.
Questions come from council, Vice Mayor?
I'm just excited to see that we're getting closer and closer to bringing this trail to reality. I know it's been lingering around for quite some time, and and the concept goes back for many, many years. And so it's good to see that we're actually to a construction phase, that we're going to be able to get the majority of our portion within our city limits done. I know the county is now clearing the way to start working on some of theirs. So it's exciting to see this start to come together. And then as we start to get to more of these construction phases, you know, we may need assistance from my colleagues up here at the council to help strongly encourage the county to continue to make this a priority for them, both in their legislative funding requests, because last year they chose some additional trails to get funding for, and so to help put pressure on them to add the additional funding needed to now complete the trail now that we're starting to get closer and closer. So, thank you.
Thank you, sir. Any other questions, comments from council? Any comments from the public? Tab 5, $1.8 million grant. Close the public hearing portion. Is there a motion? Is there a second? Moving and second. All in favor? Motion carries. Tab 6.
Mayor, the police department has been allocated $62,590 from the Department of Justice JAG grant in order to assist in funding crime reduction activities. As a requirement of the application, the governing body of the municipality must document that the JAG application was made available for review by the governing body and that an opportunity for public comment was made available during the review process. Attached is the JAG grant application that has been submitted to the Department of Justice and the accompanying budget. Staff recommends Mayor and Council approve the attached 2018 Department of Justice JAG grant in order to fund crime prevention, intervention, law enforcement activities.
Any questions from council? This is a public hearing. I'll open up the public hearing at this time. Anyone would like to speak about tab 6, you're welcome to come. Seeing none, close the public hearing. Is there a motion? I'm sorry, Mr. Roth. I'm sorry, didn't see you. Mr. Roth.
Thank you, Mayor. Again, I just want to point out the fact that Sandy Nanny comes through with these grants. Powerful grant writing. We appreciate your service, and thank you for getting us this additional money. And this one, it says it's for crime reduction activities, Chief. Don't work yourself out of a job. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, sir. Is there a motion? Was there a motion made? Is there a second? Seconded. All in favor? Motion carries. Tab 8.
This is the third year of leasing the Homestead PAL facility to Gang Alternative, Inc. in order to provide after-school and summer programming for youth in grades K through 6 in the PAL facility. Gang Alternative, Inc. will lease the facility from the city for $900 per month for a 12-month period. The funds will be then collected by SOS as a nonprofit, and in turn, SOS will provide the funding to Homestead PAL for the middle and high school student PAL programming. The funds that PAL receives will be used to purchase uniforms for the PAL sporting teams, field trips, snacks, and program supplies. Staff recommends Mayor and Council approve the attached resolution, authorize City Manager to enter into a lease agreement between the City of Homestead and Gang Alternative, Inc. Gang Alternative, Inc. will be leasing the PAL facility to operate after-school and summer programs for 120 elementary level children.
Any questions from council? Any comments from the public? Welcome to come at this time. Seeing none, close the public hearing part. Is there a motion? Is there a second? Moving and second, all in favor? Motion carries. Tab 9.
Mayor, in December of 1999, the city and Clear Channel Outdoor entered into an agreement for construction and installation of 9 bus shelters within city limits for the purpose of advertising. Although the original agreement expired in 2009, the city and Clear Channel Outdoor have continued to operate under the original agreement on a year-to-year basis. Both parties wish to enter into a new agreement. The terms of compensation: city shall receive annual compensation in the sum of $700 per shelter with advertising. Every year thereafter, the annual fee per shelter shall be increased at the rate of the CPI as calculated by the city's finance director. This agreement will remain in full force for a period of 5 years after the date of execution. Staff recommends Mayor and Council approve the attached resolution and authorize City Manager to enter an agreement with Clear Channel Outdoor for the provision of maintenance of bus shelters.
Questions from council? Vice Mayor?
As far as the advertising rate per shelter, is that, I guess, is that in line with other municipalities or other areas in which Clear Channel is participating?
Yes, that's the going rate right now for that.
Okay. And what, do you know what the original rate was back when we first entered into it?
I don't have that with me, but I can find out and let you know.
Okay. Well, I mean, do you know what they were paying us, I guess, last year then, because they were still under the same contract, or?
Do we have that figure?
That's not critical. I mean,
You
it's
can
just-
get
I'll
I'm
get
curious
that
with the
information for you, but I don't have it with me. But
Okay. My main thing is just making sure that, because it's a 5-year agreement, that whatever the rate is now that we've agreed to, that it's in line with what other municipalities are receiving for similar circumstances. 'Cause I know we don't want to have to maintain these shelters, we don't want to have
Correct.
to install these shelters, so there's a benefit to us in addition to the advertising revenue. But at the same time, I mean, the advertisements aren't always the most aesthetically pleasing, so I just want to make sure we're being compensated fairly for how we did in the community.
and that was one of the reasons why we wanted to redo this agreement so that we could then enforce the maintenance of those benches, which were getting a little old. So that was
Okay.
one of the purpose for it.
All right, thank you, Mayor.
We can also have that information for the next, it'll be on the consent, assuming you vote for it, and then we'll have that information for you for the next meeting.
All right, thank you.
Any other comments? Ms. Fairclough?
Yes, thank you, Mayor. I just have a question. Are there any restrictions on the advertising, the type of advertisements that are on those bus bench areas?
Yeah, Mayor, maybe what we could do is just not have this on the consent, and we could just have it as a separate item for the next
Vice Mayor-
council meeting.
Vice
if-
Mayor just said he found it, so
Trying to find that information.
tell him where it is, Steve.
It's page 1A, at least talks about some of the restriction.
I overlooked it.
I think,
Maintenance and ownership.
yeah, Julio unfortunately has been out with the flu, and he's here contaminating everybody just to be here.
Great.
And so I figured we'd give him a break and let him, let's have it on as a regular item at the council meeting so that we can get some of your answers, questions answered, if you're okay with that. So we can just not have it on the
Fairclough,
consent.
you have the floor.
Yes, I have another question. You know what? Let's just wait.
Well,
Yeah,
it'll
give-
be as a regular item,
Yeah.
and then we can hopefully have all your questions answered, and then you can vote on it as a separate item at the next council meeting.
Fair
Just
enough.
be a regular car item.
Regular car item, correct. So we'll withdraw our request for this to be on as a consent item.
Yes.
This we'll skip.
That would be it.
So the next question is there a motion to adjourn? Moved, seconded? All in favor? Meeting adjourned. Thank you, everyone.